So if you're a Megan Thee Stallion fan, you've probably come across comments on the internet calling Megan Thee Stallion trans or just making it seem like she's very masculine. And when Black women see these things on the internet, they tend to get very defensive about it and immediately want to make it about the fact that Megan Thee Stallion is Black. But I don't believe that that's the case. What I think Black women need to understand is that before there was plastic surgery and hormone therapy, trans women used to have to rely on heavy makeup, dramatic eyelashes, and wigs to make themselves look like a woman. It was a struggle for them to look like a woman. And men started to associate those things with men who are desperately trying to look like a woman. And for some reason, cis Black women have adopted all of those trends: wigs, dramatic makeup, dramatic eyelashes, dramatic nails. And what it does is it makes them look like they were born a man and now they are desperately trying to look like a woman. I saw a video of Megan Thee Stallion doing her natural hair, and I think she even had natural looking makeup in the video, and she did not look masculine at all. And she was getting a lot of compliments on how much better she looks with her real hair and natural makeup. And unfortunately, whenever someone tells Black women that they look better with less makeup and natural hair, their attitude towards it is, I don't care what anybody thinks. If you are a woman who is interested in having a family one day, who is interested in being with a straight man and having a family one day, you kind of have to care about how you look through the male gaze. If you're a lesbian or whatever else, then I guess you don't really have to care. But heterosexual men, cis men, tend to not like it when their women don't look like women. When their women look like they may have been actually born a man and are now trying to look like a woman. Okay? I'm not saying that looking like a trans woman is necessarily a bad thing. I'm not here to tell you what's good or bad, but I'm here to tell you how you look under the male gaze. And what I'm trying to tell you is that wigs and dramatic makeup and crazy eyelashes and insanely long nails were things that they are still things that men associate with trans women as well as drag queens. And they don't tend to find that attractive. And I know this isn't something that just happens to black women. It's not because you're black that people are calling you masculine. I was just on TikTok the other day and I ran across a video or a TikTok of a Hispanic looking girl. And apparently someone mistook her for being trans. She didn't have on a wig. She didn't have ridiculously long nails, but what she did have was really dramatic makeup. And that's all it took for someone to mistake her as trans. And she was very offended by it. Iggy Azalea always has a pound of makeup on and a wig. And on top of that, she's really, really tall. And people compare her to trans women as well. I think Snoop Dogg made a comment about how she looked like the two men in the movie White Chicks, that when they had the wig on and the makeup on. So it's not something that only happens to black women. It's just that unfortunately black women have adopted, these things that men associate with trans women, because trans women were the ones who basically started this stuff. Before black women embraced wigs, trans women were doing it because they had to, because there wasn't, all the things they have now, like surgery and things like that to make them look like women. So they had to rely on heavy makeup and dramatic eyelashes and wigs and nails to make themselves look more feminine. And that is associated with them, and I think it's always going to be associated with them. So when you, as a black woman, do the same thing, you are going to look trans, which is not attractive to heterosexual men. So if you're one of those women, black women, who, you look like that every day that you leave your house, it's a wig, it's these crazy eyelashes, pounds of makeup. I'm telling you, if you are a straight woman, this is how you look to straight men. And I'm a straight woman, and I have to admit that when I go outside and see black women, I can see that the lines between cis black women and trans black women are really blurred. Like sometimes if I just look objectively and pretend that I don't know who certain people are, and I put a picture of a trans black woman and a cis black woman next to each other, you really can't, unless you knew who they were, you really can't tell which one was born a man and which one was not. And it's not because the cis black woman is masculine. It's not because she's not pretty, but it's the wigs and the makeup. It is just something that is associated with trans women. And when you emulate it, you start to look like them. And that's not necessarily a good thing if you're trying to attract heterosexual men. They tend to not like that. So it's just something to really think about. Nobody's telling you not to get your hair done. Nobody's telling you that you can't wear extensions. Nobody's telling you not to put makeup on at all. Nobody's telling you not to wear fake eyelashes. Nobody's telling you not to wear fake nails. You should do those things, because if you don't, we live in a world where all women are trying to enhance their beauty in some way. So if you're not trying to do it too, you're going to look dull in comparison. But I think that Black women have simply gone too far. It's gotten to a point where you're not really enhancing your beauty anymore. You're making yourself look ugly, quite frankly. You're making yourself look older, and you're making yourself look like you used to be a man. And now you're desperately trying hard to look like a cis woman. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you think my message is something that someone you know needs to hear, then please share the video with them. And don't forget to subscribe.